Welcome to Street Sense, where I share with you uncommon wisdom tips to help you succeed in your finances, career, business, and relationships. My name is Maxwell Mensah. You can call me Talent Man. On this episode, I'm going to share with you 7 ways to develop public speaking skills. 7 ways to develop public speaking skills. But before I get into it, I want to urge you kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment for me, and share the video so that others can also come and learn what you'll be learning on my channel all this while. So let's get into it. 7 ways to develop public speaking skills. You know, speaking in public is a skill that almost everyone needs to have. Almost everyone, whether you're going to be a leader one day, whether you're going to be a manager or a CEO of your own company or not, whether you're going to be a public speaker or not, we all need to learn how to speak in public because it is a skill that has the potential of taking you really far in your career. Because, for example, if you're an employee and then you are looking at becoming a manager one day at your job, definitely you need to learn how to speak in public. You need to learn how to develop that skill because the higher you go in your career, the more open or the more opportunities that come for you to speak in public. And if you haven't developed this skill early on, you can just imagine how embarrassing it will be when you're a manager and you can't even address your own subordinates. So public speaking is a very important skill everyone needs if you want to progress in your career. No matter what career you're in, if you want to progress, public speaking is a skill you would definitely need to develop. So let's get into it. 7 ways to develop public speaking skills. The first way is to prepare adequately. Prepare adequately. If you are someone who fears the stage, who fears speaking in front of people, addressing large audiences, it is probably because you haven't prepared yourself before the opportunity. If you're not prepared and you're called and you're not somebody who is good at public speaking, definitely you will not do well. So the trick is to always prepare before getting the opportunity. Somebody will say, Master, what if I wasn't prepared? Or I didn't know I was going to be called, but I was just called at random to come and address an audience. Well, that one, if you don't know how to do it, then that's when you'll be scared. But if you're someone who has in mind that you need to develop your public speaking skills, it means that you would have developed yourself even before that moment. So one thing that you can do that I used to do when I was young, I was taught and I started doing it, was to prepare or rehearse in front of a mirror. So I remember when I started learning about public speaking, I used to rehearse in front of a mirror. So I'll put a mirror there in the room and then I'll speak in front of the mirror. And you know, almost everyone who has done it will tell you when you do it, you look stupid. When you look at yourself in a mirror and you're talking to a mirror, trying to maybe go over your lines for maybe a play or for a presentation, for a speech, whatever it is, and you're rehearsing in front of the mirror, the first few times you do it, you look very stupid. You're like, so is this my face? You see how I look? I don't even look nice at all. And are people really going to sit down to look at this particular person to address them? You look very stupid. But then the more you do it and the more stupid you look in front of the mirror, the better prepared you'll be to address people when you're in front of them. So prepare yourself before the opportunity comes. Whether you know opportunity is coming or not, just prepare yourself. Make sure you are adequately prepared for any situation at all, because as you progress in your career, there will come a time when you will definitely be called. And you will not be given, sometimes you'll not be given priorities to rehearse. You'll be called at random to just kind of address an audience, and you need to be prepared. So make the time when you're at home and there's no one there. If you're okay, you can allow someone to be there with you, fine, why not? But if you don't want anyone to be there, you alone, be in your room or go to your washroom, hang the mirror, or probably there's already a mirror there, and speak in front of the mirror, rehearse in front of the mirror. You will see how stupid you are. Sometimes to record your voice on the phone and play your own voice back to yourself, and you see how funny your voice sounds. Up to today, I still find my voice to be so funny. But others listen to my voice and they love how I sound, some way, somehow. But then you realize that the more I started speaking in front of people, or the more I rehearsed, I became okay with my voice. I realized that, look, almost everyone doesn't like their voice. It's just how it is. Almost everyone doesn't like their voice. But the next person who is listening will say, oh, your voice sounds nice. Oh, Charlie, your voice really sounds nice. So rehearse, prepare before the opportunity comes. Or if you know there's an opportunity coming, just prepare ahead of time and you become a better public speaker or for that particular occasion. Next is to model after a mentor. Model after a mentor. If you want to become a better public speaker, model after a public speaker. Model after someone you see speaking in public who you admire. So just probably you're someone who admires, let's take in Ghana, you admire the way Nana Banamwa speaks. Just model after her. When you see any video of her, model after her. Try speaking as she's doing. And you realize that before you know it, you become a bit more okay or a bit comfortable doing what she's doing because you have been trying to do just as she's doing. Because Public speaking is you are talking. The same talking you talk in your bedroom to your friends, to your colleagues. It's the same thing you're doing on stage. So when you're modeling after someone, it becomes a bit more easier as you go for it. So find someone you admire the way they speak and model after them. Try to rehearse their lines the way they do it. Try to look at their facial expression, look at their hand gestures, look at their body movements, and learn from them. Model after them. Thirdly, maintain a mental composure. Maintain a mental composure. Look, speaking in public is not a death sentence. Speaking in public, it is not a death sentence. I know in the beginning it looks like a death sentence. I remember myself, I have been through it several times. When I was young, I used to fear speaking in public. I used to really fear, I used to dread speaking in public. There have been several times when I used to run away. When there's an opportunity for me to come and speak in public, I used to run away. I used to flee. I would not go to school because I have to go and address an audience. I used to run away from every opportunity to speak in public. And then when I finally started learning how to speak in public, it was a very different, it was a very different feeling altogether. And it was a very daunting task for me. I remember when we were rehearsing, and it was a group of friends and myself, and we were being taught in church. And we are all colleagues from SHS, so we are all age mates, 17, 18, 19-year-olds. And some of our colleagues were quite a bit more confident. They knew how to speak in public. But some of us were so shy. And the funny thing was that these are people we know how to, we chat with them on a regular. We are able to vibe with them one-on-one or in twos or in threes, whatever it is. But then once we gather together and you have to address them, then it feels as though it's a different thing. It is because we haven't developed our mental composure. It is because I hadn't developed my mental composure. So I used to really dread speaking in front of people. One time I was speaking in front of people, and then I was shaking so much that I held the pulpit. And the pulpit was really shaking. So one of our youth teachers had to come and hold my hands and say, Maxwell, relax, Maxwell, relax. Oh, Charlie, I used to really dread it. And it was because I didn't learn how to have a calm mental composure. Look, the fears you have about speaking in public, it's all in your mind. It's in your mind. Somebody will say, well, for someone like me, I was born like that. That's how I naturally am. I'm an introvert, so I fear speaking in public. Well, you may have a reason, you may have a cause. But do you want to continue living your life based on excuses or reasons that, on your weaknesses? It is something you can develop. It is something you can work out of. If other people have done it, if I have done it, you can also do it. If I have done it, someone who was very shy, who used to fear speaking in public, is now very comfortable speaking in public. Now, it doesn't matter the audience you have in front of me, no matter the dignitaries who are there, I will speak without even knowing I'm speaking. Because I am there. So, when you learn to maintain a cool mental composure, you realize that speaking in public becomes very easy for you, because you will learn to train your mind, you learn to calm yourself down, calm your nerves down. You're only going to speak in front of them. You're not going to shoot them where they arrest you and go and put you in prison. You're not going to go naked in front of them where you look so embarrassing. You're just going to speak in front of them. Probably you don't have good command over the English, so you are shy. Well, that could be a reason. But if that's the case, learn and become a better person when it comes to the English language. Or whatever it is. Look, there are people who are even speaking on stage who are speaking worse grammar than you are speaking. People speak worse grammar, but they are still on stage speaking. So learn to train your mind. Train your mind to have a mental, to remain calm in your mind when you're speaking in front of an audience. If you can, before you go on stage, learn to just relax your nerves. Relax your nerves, relax your mind. Stop worrying about the people who are there. Stop worrying about them. They're not there to beat you. They're not there to cane you. They're not there to shoot you. They're not there to arrest you or embarrass you. They are only there to listen to you. That is all. You only speak, they hear with their ears. That is all. So learn to calm down your mind so you can have a very good mental composure, so you can be able to become comfortable when speaking on stage. The next thing is to identify your unique style. Identify your unique style. Remember earlier on I said you should model after a mentor. So that is in the beginning stages, model after someone who speaks on stage that you admire. But there's a danger in modeling after them. Sometimes you try to speak exactly like them. So once you're unable to speak exactly like them, you tend to feel that, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't match up to them, or I can't really become good. But it is because you're trying to do exactly as they are doing. Modeling after them, as I mentioned earlier on, we're trying to learn their style or their way of speaking. But after learning from them, develop your own unique style. Develop your own unique style. Don't try to talk exactly like someone. Of course, you can't. For example, Bernard Avle, the guy is a very good orator. You can try and learn from Bernard Avle, but you can't speak exactly like Bernard Avle. So if you're trying to speak like Bernard Avle, probably for the rest of your life, you say you're not a very good public speaker. But if you learn from Bernard Avle and then you add your own style, you develop your own unique style of speaking, you realize that even though you're not speaking like Bernard Avle, you've also become a good public speaker. So develop or identify your own unique style, just so you don't become a copycat. You get it? Next way is to reduce perfectionism. Reduce perfectionism. Normally, it's when you're trying to be so perfect in everything you do that you are unable to master the courage to speak on stage. I remember when I was young, I used to like laughing at people when they speak wrong grammar. I mean, there was one time I even laughed at a teacher. That was in, I think, class 5 or class 6. The teacher spoke a very poor grammar, and I laughed, and he saw me laughing at him, and I had to put my head down. I used to like laughing at people, and when people make mistakes on stage, I used to like laughing on them. Laughing at them. And I realized later on in life that it was because I used to laugh at them that I was scared to speak on stage, because if I'm laughing at other people, then probably when I also go on stage and I also make a mistake, they also laugh at me. So because I didn't want people to laugh at me, I used to get scared when I have to talk in front of people. But look, we all make mistakes in life. We all make mistakes. Mention one person who doesn't make mistakes. Mention. The best orators in life, the best orators this world has seen, make mistakes. Mention the best orator you know. Les Brown, Brian Tracy, John Maxwell, Joe Austin, Tudor Bismarck, T.D. Jakes, Dr. Mensa Otabel, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. Who do you know? Vusith Mbekwayo. Who do you know who is the best public speaker? Reverend Albert Okran. They all make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. So forget about perfectionism. Forget the idea of trying to be perfect all the time, trying to get everything right. You can't get it right all the time. You can't get it right all the time. If you want to get it right all the time, then you'll never be a public speaker, because you will make mistakes. Even when you become a very notable name, like someone like Donald Trump, Barack Obama, they all make mistakes when they are speaking on stage. Everyone makes mistakes. So forget about trying to be a perfectionist and start where you are and keep improving so you become better. Forget about perfectionism if you want to be a public speaker or if you want to learn how to speak in public. Next, learn to maintain eye contact or prevent eye contact. These are two opposites. It's either you're learning to maintain eye contact or you're preventing eye contact completely. Now, the more confident public speakers are able to maintain eye contact when they are speaking. So you're on stage and people are sitting in front of you. Very good public speakers know how to maintain eye contact with their audience. So their eyes are moving from one person to the other. So I talk for a while, my eyes are on A, on participant A. I speak for a while, my eye shifts to the next person, my eye moves to another person, my eye moves to another person. Because they are looking at me, once I look at them, we get the eye contact is established. People who are confident public speakers know how to maintain that eye contact with people and don't get carried away by the person's facial expressions or the person's emotions or the person's behavior at a point in time. They learn how to maintain eye contact. That's for people who are very good when it comes to speaking in public. I am able to maintain eye contact. I love looking at people's faces when I'm talking. Even if there are thousands, I can't see everyone's face, but there's a few whose face I can see. I try to maintain eye contact because I don't fear your face. I don't fear I don't fear what you will do that will intimidate me on stage. But if you're someone who is shy, who can't really maintain eye contact, then prevent eye contact. But preventing eye contact, it doesn't mean be on stage and be talking and then be looking away from the audience. So your eyes are somewhere else and the audience are here, you're looking away. Of course, that is the wrong thing to do. Now the audience will know that you are shy, you are uncomfortable. So prevent the eye contact by not looking into their eyeballs, but looking above their eyes. So it's a technique, right? You scan your eyes above your audience's eyes. So if you are going to look at the person here, instead of looking into their eye, send your eye above their eye. I mean, so look, it's like looking at their forehead or above their head. That way, above, look in the eye or above. There's another trick where when you're speaking with someone, you draw a cross on their face this way. So you look at their forehead, their eyes, their nose, their lip, their chin, or their cheeks. That's if you're talking to someone, maybe one person or two people. But if it's a large audience you're speaking to, of course, you can't be looking at people's face like that. So if you can't look into their eyeballs, then look above their eye. So you look at their forehead or you look above their head. So that way you are preventing the eye contact, but then at least your eyes are looking into their face. So it feels as though you're looking into their eyes, but you're not looking into their eye, you're looking into their face. So that is also one thing that you need to learn, either to maintain or to prevent eye contact. Then finally, learn to laugh at yourself sometimes. Learn to laugh at yourself sometimes. If you want to be a public speaker, learn to laugh at yourself. Like I said earlier on, you can't be perfect all the time. You can't get it right all the time. You can't. There are times you make mistakes, very serious ones that you can't change or correct on stage right away. You may end up going away and then people come and laugh at you because of something you said on stage. It is normal. So sometimes learn to laugh at your own self. You make a mistake, laugh at yourself. If you're on stage, you can laugh at yourself and tease yourself. That way, the people can't tease you anymore. If you laugh at yourself, the people can't laugh at you anymore. I'm teasing my own self. How can you tease me? You can't. You can't. So learn to laugh at yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too finching, too hard on yourself, and you want to get everything right. No. Relax, Charlie. Public speaking is not a death sentence. Laugh at yourself sometimes. You make a mistake, laugh at yourself. You can't do it, laugh at yourself. And gradually, you will become better at it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Street Sense with me, Maxwell Mensah. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe now so you can always get the updates anytime I upload new content. Thank you, and I will see you on the next episode.